time of day to do as little as possible in the Aussie bush. When it comes to keeping their cool, kangaroos have got a great trick up their sleeves. By licking...
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
With one goal, to become champions. This is where history is made. This is your front row seat. This is the 2021 IHSA Football State Championship. Live from Northern Illinois University's Husky Stadium, this is an IHSA Championship Television Network production.
Good morning and welcome to Northern Illinois University in DeKalb. We are here at Husky Stadium for day 2 of the IHSA Football State Championships. It's a bit of a gray day here, a little bit of rain out there right now. It should blow through by game time, and we have 4 games coming your way today. Jack, we had 4 pretty decent games yesterday, 2 dominant performances in 3A and 4A.
Well, those are just outstanding teams, and sometimes you come into a game like this and it's your day. I mean, there's other teams that, you know, if you play them 8 times, because we experienced this when I was in this championship game in 2021. If we would have played that team 10 times, they would have beat us 8. Sometimes it's just your day.
Well, there are 4 teams, or actually 8 teams here today that are hoping that today is their day. We begin with Kankakee and Fenwick, 2 schools that have never been to the state championship game. And then in 6A, it's East St. Louis, a powerhouse. Don't let that 4 seed fool you, taking on Cary Grove. Later this afternoon in Class 7A, St. Rita as a 10 seed coming in against Wheaton North. And then we'll finish up the night with traditional power Maine South taking on Lockport. It all begins here in 5A with Kankakee taking on Oak Park Fenwick. And Jack, let's take a look at your keys to the game.
Well, you know, there's so many similarities between these 2 teams. And the thing is that when you talk about both of these teams, they have great team speed. And when teams have great team speed, you got to worry about the big play. And that's something both of these teams are going to have to worry about. And the other thing The other similarity is they both have outstanding quarterbacks that could keep plays alive with both their arms and their feet. And again, consequently, those can lead to big plays. And, of course, it's one of those situations where we just got to talk about who is going to be the one that's going to be in charge. Which quarterback is really going to be the dominant factor today?
All right, we'll see. It's Kankakee and Fenwick for the 5A state title. We know one thing for sure. One school will take home its first football state championship here in DeKalb.
The 2021 IHSA Football State Finals is brought to you by LiUNA. Start your career in construction today at liunacareers.org. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Been the union labor for about 13 years.
And it's just never the same thing twice. You know, it's a lot of different things. You're always doing different things.
I enjoy joining up union, joining a brotherhood, have some backing for good wage, good insurance, retirement.
And if it weren't for the union, I'll probably be, I'm not sure where I would be
at. Together, we made it through one of the most challenging years in our lives.
Together, we helped our schools and students achieve great things.
We all partnered and struggled and overcame together.
Because we know, together, we can do great things.
Now, we aim to be better than ever.
We are IEA, the Illinois Education Association, and we all are stronger together.
Back at what for now is a rainy Husky Stadium here on the campus of Northern Illinois University. Lee Hall, Jack McInerney with you as we get ready to kick off another day of state high school football championship action. We crowned 4 champions here yesterday. We will crown 4 more here today. Beginning in 5A, it's the Fenwick Friars at 11-2 against Kankakee coming in at 13-0. Let's throw it downstairs to Donnie Tillman.
Hey guys, good morning. First of all, growing up in the Oak Park School District, I feel like I'm part of the fam. But to give you a little heads up, number 30 on the roster is actually 36, Will Gladden. He changed his jersey just because. So he's ready for state, ready for championships, and ready to get on the field. Other than that, I mean, Oak Park Fenwick crowd is crazy. They are excited about this game. As far as the Kankakee crowd is concerned, I was walking in with them. They said, war, it is on. They want to prove that they were here for a reason. So this should be a good Class 5A state championship. I'll send it back up to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. And look at the weather conditions. Well, you can see the folks wearing the ponchos out there. 33 degrees is downright balmy compared to yesterday. We do have a little bit of a wind during the day. Yesterday we didn't have any. And the forecast is for rain. We looked at the radar. It looked like at least the first wave was going to blow through here by game time. We shall see. That wind out of the south, and you will, as you look at the field from our cameras, it will be blowing from right to left. Kankakee won the toss. They chose to defer. Take a look at our coaches here today. First for that's Kankakee. And in that mix there is Derek Hart in his 4th season, 27-12. He is from Warren Central in Indiana. His brother coached in an Indiana state championship game yesterday. Their father, a lifelong football coach and a Hall of Famer in his own right. On the other side, we've got Matt Battaglia, second-year head coach for Fenwick, 14-4 on the career. He was 2-2 in the spring. He is a Marist grad, and he is coming back home. He played offensive lineman here at Northern Illinois from 2010 to 2013, and you might have heard of his teammate, a guy named Jordan Lynch, who went on to some acclaim in the NFL.
Some acclaim, and is also doing a fantastic job at Mount Carmel High School.
So it will be Kankakee kicking it away. Isaac Stipp is their kicker. Deep for Fenwick. We've got Danny Kent and Martin Paris standing at their own 10-yard line. And here we go. Kent will let it go over his head and bound into the end zone. And the Friars will start from their own 20-yard line. Yesterday we had 3 wing T offenses, right?
Yes,
and all 3 of them won. So we had contrast in style. Today, not so much. Both of these teams are kind of your standard offense, modern offense that you see week in and week out. Caden Cobb is their quarterback, and what a year he has had. The All-Stater, completing 65% of his passes. First play is a handoff to Danny Kent. And a big gain on first down, 9 yards for Danny Kent, 821 yards on the season to 12 touchdowns. He missed round 2 and the quarterfinals with a leg injury, but he is healthy and back on the field today. Second and short. Fake. Cobb keeps it himself, gets the edge on the right side, and runs out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Pickup of 13 for Cobb. He threw for 2,700 yards on the season and ran for 465.
Well, they're playing an up-tempo game right here, and they're getting on the Kankakee right off the bat as far as good field position. They're going with that option. And, of course, Caden Cobb can run the option because he's very effective at having Kent run up inside.
The play action, pressure, looking for someone, no one open, so he throws it away. We'll look at our starting lineups. Caden Cobb, Danny Kent, we talked about. Wide receivers, Hunt, Reese, Pugh, and Durkin is the tight end. And up front, Johnson, Rosenberg, Liston, McCouzis, and Anderson. The guys doing the important work out front. Here's a throw outside to Ian Pugh, and not much there. Naz Hill on the stop for Kankakee. Well read by the Kankakee defense.
Nice job of kind of controlling the tempo here. Those first 2 plays that Fenwick ran with Kent up the middle and Cobb on the option were pretty good plays. Now all of a sudden Kankakee's kind of slowed down that tempo of Fenwick.
3rd and long. Oh. And a penalty against Kankakee.
5 easy ones.
Stephen Young coming across the line too soon there. Josiah Mason, Joseph Shannon up front, along with Covington, Villagomez, Hall, and Andrade are in the linebacking core, along with Tamari and Lee, Hill, Johnson, and King, the defensive backs. It's 3rd and call it 4 now after the penalty. Give us to Kent. He finds a gap. And all the way down to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 10. Danny Kent looks pretty healthy out there, Jack.
Well, he's going to be a real crucial factor today because Fenwick has really got a very explosive passing game with 3 outstanding wide receivers. But the key, I think, to today's game will be Danny Kent. And, of course, it always comes down to the offensive line.
There's a fake, and here comes the blitz. And getting across the line, Marcus Covington, the defensive end. Big sack there and a loss of 7.
Just as I talked about the offensive line, and he just comes flying through off the left side right there. Just a mismatch. You can see that See the defensive tackle saying to himself, what did I do?
14th sack of the year for Marcus Covington. Pass is complete to Pugh. And he's back to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11.
One of the interesting things here is he rolls in one direction and gets some flow by linebackers in secondary and has a throwback screen. But what's going to be interesting is Fenwick is noted for their team speed out on the edges with their wide receivers. But the thing is, Kankakee can match up that speed pretty well with their secondary. So this is a pretty good situation as far as who's going to be faster than the other team. They're a pretty good match.
3rd and 7. The give is to Kent. He's got the first down and more as he steps out at the 30, a pickup of 10, and it will be 1st and 10 there for the Friars.
Good play right here in a cutback. You can see the blocking by the offensive line. They block down, and he just does a nice job of coming back.
$28 yards early on here for Danny Kent, coming back strong from that injury.
They needed to establish him early to keep the secondary and the linebackers at Kankakee in tight, so they're not helping out on the wide receivers.
1st and 10, call it the 29. Fake to Kent. Here goes Cobber on the left end. Gets a block and gets down to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 8 for Caden Cobb, the 6'2", 190 senior quarterback.
Good job of reading the option right here. And it almost looks like, yep, he got tackled mostly by the turf. He's got a wide open field on the outside here.
10th play of the drive here. 2nd and short. Cobb looking to the corner. Has a man. It's Brian Hunt for the touchdown. 21 yards. Caden Cobb with his 28th touchdown pass of the year. 7th touchdown catch for Brian Hunt. 6 foot, 175-pound senior makes a great catch here, Jack.
Well, just that little ball fake held that cornerback just a step that allowed Hunt to get up into the corner there. But you're talking about an athlete that can go up after the football. They've got 3 outstanding wide receivers that Cobb can go to through the entire day.
Excellent opening drive for the Friars as they march at 80 yards. Ian Ramage on for the point after. It's no good. It was 55 of 58 coming into the game. Just pushed that one a little bit right, so it's 6-0 Fenwick. Here's the road to the championship for the Friars. A win over Canelan in the first round, and then a little bit closer game against Boylan Catholic. Nazareth Academy, 28-17, and then close game against Sycamore in the semifinals. Here they are in their first ever championship game after some heartache in the past. They are here and they have the early lead.
Fenwick has a storied football history that we'll get into later on in the game, but I'll tell you what, it's really interesting to see how they move the ball down the field. I thought they did a great job of play action off the option. And Kankakee is obviously worried about the wide receivers that Fenwick has, because 3 of them are just outstanding. One of them is going to Illinois, another one's going to Eastern Michigan, and the other one has several commitments or several offers from big schools. So there's great speed there, and you've got to respect that.
Got a good look at Jair Hill. He is a junior return man, running back for Kankakee. He is the lone man deep at about his own 12-yard line. See if they will kick it away from him. Ramage the kick. It's a short one, fielded at the 30. And not much room there. Maurice Burks actually received that one and didn't get very far with it. That is where Kankakee will start. To Mel Staples, what a year he has had. Very patriotic year. 1976 on the yardage, 29 touchdowns and 7 interceptions this year for the 6 foot 175-pound senior. He leads this Kankakee K's offense.
He's very similar to Caden Cobb from Fenwick. He can do an awful lot with his arm and his feet keeping plays alive, and that makes it really tough on the secondary. You take your eyes off of your receiver that you're locked into, or are you paying attention to the backfield? Really tough for
he is on the
defensive
sidelines
coaches.
As we start. Jair Hill gets the direct snap. We just spoke about him. He takes it outside and picks up about 4 as Mel Staples stayed on the sideline with his coach on that first play. A little different look that time.
Well, sometimes you want to come into a state championship game and you want to have a little shock factor. And Fenwick's first drive down the field obviously put a little shock into Kankakee, but right there, that play is to utilize the speed that Kankakee has. But I think Fenwick can settle down here defensively. And now that Staples is back in.
Flag on the play. Another Hill into the lineup is Nate Hill. He picks up about 4, but there is a flag.
These are always situations that coaches, when you get into games like this, and there's no games bigger than the state championship game, where penalties can affect the outcome. You don't want that to happen.
Illegal numbering. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
All right, let's throw it downstairs to Donnie Tillman.
All right, guys, I'm in the Kankakee fan zone, and right now the fans over here are cheering loud and proud, especially for number 32, who just came off the field wearing the pink gloves. I just wanted to throw that out there because if I didn't, I would be in trouble. So, guys, let me tell you, they are passionate, they are having a good time, and they want Kankakee to score some points here. So I'll send it back up to you.
On second down, Staples looking downfield for Christian Whalum, but it was overthrown. That'll bring up third down.
Both these schools really have a great following here. Large crowd for both schools.
Third and 10 now for the K's. Changed the play call from the sideline.
And Fenwick changes the coverage.
Staples with some pressure. Runs to his left. A little soft pass to Hill, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line. Well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and about 3.
This is what makes it really difficult for a defensive coach when you have a quarterback that you're going up against that has the ability to scramble and keep plays alive. And that's exactly what Staples did right there. And you got to worry about the
K's are going to go for it here, or it appeared they would.
We're going to check the discipline of Fenwick's down lineman here.
4th and 3. Staples back to throw. Here comes the pressure. He avoids it. Rolls to his left. Has a man, but he can't hang on. Intended receiver was Pierre Allen. So the K's will turn it over on downs. And Fenwick will have the ball back after taking the early lead here in the 5A state championship game.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. Give the gift of power and performance with this Masterforce Boost 20-volt brushless oscillating multi-tool kit. Just $119. Plus, get a free bonus toolbox. This 22-foot aluminum multi-position ladder can be positioned in 5 different ways. Only $139 after rebate. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in store only while supplies last.
An early 6-0 lead for Fenwick over Kankakee in the 5A state championship game here in DeKalb. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Lee Hall, Jack McInerney, Donnie Tillman with you here in Kankakee, or in DeKalb rather. Kankakee versus Fenwick. First give here is to Danny Kent. He's down at the 30-yard line, so pick up of 7 on first down for Danny Kent.
Big play for Fenwick on first down when you can get your running back that's going to get you 3 to 4 yards, and if he can get 5 to 6 like Danny Kent is doing, that's only a plus.
Fenwick didn't miss a beat while Kent was out. Jakee Hill came on and filled in admirably. Here's Cobb on the run. He gets the edge. And he gets inside the 25-yard line, out at the 24. A pickup of 6.
Again, a quarterback. Excuse me. Again, a quarterback that can keep the play alive with his feet. And this is what's always dangerous about a team like this. I was really surprised that Kankakee went for that on fourth down. It gave Fenwick just some great field position early.
That's already the 5th first down for Fenwick. They went 80 yards on 10 plays in their first drive. Much shorter field here, and unable to make the catch there is Patrick Durkin.
Yeah, he couldn't have done much with that after he caught it anyway. You never want to have the receiver making a great catch for a 2-yard gain.
Second and 10 now. Cobb is 3 of 5 through the air. Give to Kent this time. He keeps driving his legs down to the 21. Kent had 71 yards and a touchdown last week against Sycamore coming off that injury, and he looks very strong here today.
He does. And Fenwick has a pretty good kicking game, so don't be surprised if they don't get it if they go for the field goal down here.
3rd and about 6. Cobb under center, gives to Kent. Puts his head down and gets inside the 15 for the first down. Down to the 13-yard line. A pickup of 8 for Danny Kent.
Great job right there. Pulling and getting out in front of him. When you get those big linemen turning up inside those holes, they plug up those linebackers that are trying to come up and fill. And of course, Kent's not real big. He's 175 pounds, but he's got good quickness and runs really hard.
Here's Cobb on play action. Rolling left, nothing there. Still on his feet. And goes down after a pickup of about 1.
This is something right here with Cobb. Good discipline, because he could force the ball. You'll see a lot of high school quarterbacks that don't have good discipline. They'll try and make something happen and just throw the ball and make a big bad play, throw an interception. They've got good field position here. Let's keep it.
Jaden Villagomez with the pressure to flush Cobb out of the pocket initially. Kent tripped up, and he's down to the 10-yard line. Down to the 10-yard line. That makes it 3rd and 6.
Saw Big Patrick Durkin leading up into the hole there, number 13, 6'2", 240-pound tight end.
A very durable offensive line for Fenwick. And a flag before we get the play underway.
Defense, number 2. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Good shot of the officials there. Got a good crew.
Little help from Kankakee there, so it will bring up 3rd and about 2. That's the 3rd penalty in the early going here against the K's. Cobb rolling right, throwing, intended for Kent, but he can't hang on. Jair Hill there for the defense. Broke that up.
Kind of talking, basically what I was talking about previously, you can't force a ball and put him in a situation where it's not going to result in a positive play. And right here, Caden Cobb was under a lot of pressure, so the mechanics that he had to deliver this football were not real good.
Going to go for it on 4th down. An encroachment on the K's, and
they're going to get a
that
first
will
down.
take care of the 4th down.
Wow.
Another mistake by the K's. Their 4th penalty already.
One of the keys that I always talk about in big games like this is the penalties. Which team has the penalties, and when are they, and where are
Prior to the encroachment penalty, we have a timeout. Kankakee, their first short timeout of the half.
Wow. Well, there's a break for the K's. They called timeout before the penalty. So it will still be 4th down for Fenwick when we come back, trying to add to their 6-0 lead.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and take care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Back at Husky Stadium, Fenwick trying to add to that 6-0 lead. It looked like they had a first down, but Kankakee got a timeout before the encroachment, so it will be 4th down and 3 for Fenwick.
Kankakee is liable to kick themselves after this for going on 4th down so early in the ball game and giving Fenwick such great field position.
They can get a first down without scoring. And there is the give to Jaquie Walls, who we talked about earlier. He does not get the first down, and Fenwick will turn it over on downs. Well, Walls is the guy that filled in when Kent was injured, and this is his first carry.
Well, Kankakee really lucked out calling that timeout prior to that penalty, where Fenwick would have picked up that first down, and they had goal to go on the 2-yard line. So they really had some luck in their favor. And of course, right now you're looking at field position. If Fenwick can stop them and force them to punt, Fenwick will again end up with good field position. That's why I still question the call on 4th down on their own 30-yard line. Kankakee going for it.
They will start at their own 7. Staples the handoff to Nate Hill, and nothing doing there. So there's a Nate Hill, a Naz Hill, and a Jair Hill. They're all cousins for Kankakee. So it's the law firm of Hill, Hill, and Hill. No gain for Nate Hill. He's comes into the game with 579 yards on the season. 2nd down. Staples, plenty of time. Now flushed out of the pocket, has to get rid of it. Good coverage there by Fenwick. The intended receiver was Carson King, but the Fenwick defender right there as we look at their starters. Winuides, the defensive end. Vargas, Jaksic, Abaquel up front. Dalis, Walls, Paris, Kenny, and Jouet.
That was an excellent job of the secondary right there, staying with the receivers and not allowing Staples to be able to find anybody to throw the ball to.
3rd and 10. It's complete, but nothing much there for Pierre Allen, the honorable mention All-Stater.
He's sure not going to go for it now.
He got 7. It'll be 4th down and 3. Lorenz Walters is the punter for Kankakee. Brian Hunt is deep for the Friars, standing at midfield.
Fenwick could end up with some really good field position right here. You got to handle the punt. Don't let it hit the ground.
High snap. Does a great job of getting his hands on it. It takes a Kankakee bounce and rolls all the way to the 40-yard line. 46-yard punt. Lorenz Walters averages 35 yards on the season. Comes up with a big one there. So good field position, but maybe not as good as Fenwick would have thought they would get out of that.
Especially when I saw that bad snap.
Lorenz Walters showing a little of his ups there to keep it from going through the back of the end zone. Here's the give to Danny Kent on 1st down. That's his 8th carry. Picks up 4 there.
Well, at this point, it looks like Fenwick wants to make sure they take advantage of that size with the offensive line that averages 281 pounds up front.
Pass is complete. Cameron Coppage with the catch. Coppage is a 5'9", 165-pound senior. Pickup of 11.
Good job by Cobb right here. Good mechanics delivering the football on a really nice route. That corner bailed out on him immediately, and Cobb knew right to go to.
Here's Kent up the middle. And Jair Hill runs him down at the 21-yard line. 24-yard carry. And Kent was about one more step away from breaking it.
Good job by the offensive line. You can see it's a trap block, and he just gets right up the middle. They double down and kick out. Boy, they've missed Danny Kent during the year, but he's coming to play today.
Ball on the 22. This is the give to Walls. Jackie Walls had 400 yards in the couple of games that Danny Kent missed.
It's nice to have that kind of depth that's in the skill positions.
2nd down. Cobb looking into the corner and a touchdown. Max Reese, the honorable mention All-Stater on the catch. 18-yard touchdown. Caden Cobb to Max Reese.
Well, this is what we talked about in the open. Can the quarterback control the line of scrimmage? Can they control this pace of the game? And Cobb just sits, kind of looks the safety off a little bit and comes back to Max Reese. Max Reese has had 65 catches this year, which is about an average of five a game, which is pretty darn good in the competition that they play in the Chicago Catholic League. And Max Reese is committed to Eastern Michigan. So they got a pretty good receiver there. He's 6'3", 215 pounds.
Touchdown pass 28 for Caden Cobb. He's looking for somebody in the end zone and finds him. Brian Hunt for the 2-point conversion. And the Friars are up 14-0 after Caden Cobb's 2nd touchdown pass of the game. Let's go downstairs to Donnie Tillman.
Hey, let me tell you what, the Friars fan club is on point today. They are excited, they are hyped, they are ready for their team, and they are hoping for a state championship, guys. I'll send it back up to you in the studio.
All right, they brought the band with them too. Hey, how you doing, guys? Nice to see you.
This is what high school football is all about. Look at the cheering section right there for the Friars.
They have traveled well here today.
Well, you know, at one point, Fenwick was all boys. And then they went co-ed. And it really rejuvenated the school, and they've done a great job. The high school has expanded quite a bit. Outstanding academic school. And, of course, Kankakee, they've got a great crowd here right now. They're a little quiet right at this point, but brought a lot of people from Kankakee.
They have an explosive offense, and we haven't seen that yet. But they can put it together quickly. Ian Ramage will kick it away for Fenwick. Again, it's Jair Hill deep. It's a short kick. Fielded again by number 32, Maurice Burks, this time.
Maurice Burks on the return.
It's the second time Kankakee has caught a kickoff and run the other way. Here's how the K's got here. First round win over Carbondale. Then they beat Morgan Park. A close one against Marion. They came back in that game. And then they beat Morton and the #1 rusher, from what we're told, in the entire nation, in Seth Blatz.
Well, you know, they really, in all those 13 games, only had one tough game, and that was in the quarterfinals against Marion, where they won 44-38.
They keep it on the ground here, and the Fenwick defense does a good job of stretching it out. Demir Turner with his first carry of the game.
That's a big play by the corner, stretching it out till help arrives on the scene, and it did.
Total yards right now 163-23 in favor of Fenwick. Staples back to throw, and he's brought down in the backfield. The sack for Connor Paris, the linebacker. The team leader in tackles, getting through the line and coming up with the sack here.
Well, Fenwick knows what a threat Staples is, throwing the football and running the football, so they really want to attack him and make sure he doesn't have time to make a real good decision. They want to put pressure on him, and they certainly have done that thus far.
Final seconds, first quarter. One sack for each team now. Staples looking for an open man. Maneuvering in the backfield, now tries to run for it, and he's brought down before he can get anywhere. Suleiman Abwaquel, the big 6'3", 210 senior lineman, runs down Staples, and the K's coming up empty in quarter number 1. Fenwick with a 14-0 lead after one quarter.
Great careers begin with Nika and the IBEW. Nika and the IBEW's 23,000 square foot training facility gives you real-world practical experience.
Earn as you learn as an electrical apprentice. You'll receive both the classroom and the hands-on training you need to succeed.
My education is being paid for, and I'll have zero college debt.
Healthcare, a great pension. You really can't do better than working in the electrical trade.
Make this the last job application you will ever need to fill out. Apply now for the electrical apprenticeship. Nika and IBEW Local 34.
Do you see the world the way I do? My mom says I play too many video games, but what she doesn't know is that I'm actually making more money than she is as a YouTuber.
Lacey, do you know why there's a new car in the driveway with a bow on it?
You're welcome, Mom. At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first, with care designed just for me.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here. The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here. The 2021 IHSA Football State Finals is brought to you by Illinois State University, where the total cost is in the lower half of Illinois public universities, and recent grads earn $12,000 more than the national average. Create your legacy at Illinois State. And by the Illinois Corn Growers Association. Meet the families that make up 96% of Illinois farms and learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org.
Kankakee has to punt it away. And Fenwick will take over at their own 37-yard line. Jack, in that first quarter, 9 first downs for Fenwick, 0 for Kankakee. And you were talking about how they're containing Staples and not letting him get anywhere even when he needs to scramble. Talk about their defensive line and what they've done.
Well, Fenwick has done a nice job of scouting them, but also knowing sometimes you don't have to scout a team. If you know that they have a scrambling quarterback that's a great athlete, you can set the table by making sure that the outside linebackers or defensive ends come up and contain him and don't allow him to get to the edges, and that's what they've done thus far.
Denny Kent on first down. And he picks up 5. Coach Battaglia calls him the heart and soul of this Friars team. Pretty good open field tackle there by Davy Jones of Kankakee. Second down now, again the give to Kent. And he picks up a couple out to the 46. And that'll make it 3rd down and 2 for the Friars.
Boy, he's a durable back for not being that big at 5'9", 175 pounds, but he's running behind a big offensive line that averages 281. That's anchored by the center, Jimmy Liston, 6'4", 305. That's on his way to Purdue. That's number 64.
Friars averaging 33 points a game, just under 400 yards a game. 3rd and short. Pitch to the outside is complete, but stopped short of the first down. Marcus Covington on the defense. Pass was complete to Cam Coppage, but nothing doing there.
That's just a great job of coming up here and making an open field tackle against a kid that's got speed and moves. You can see how quick Kankakee is. And we talked about matching up speed. Kankakee has the speed in the secondary to match up with the speed that Fenwick has on the edges when they're wide receivers.
Going for it on 4th down, and Kent drops short. Dropped in the backfield by Angel Andre. Andre, the 5'10", 180-pound junior linebacker. Angel Andrade, excuse me.
He just comes off the backside. It's not so much at the point of attack that makes the play, but it's the backside coming flat down the line of scrimmage. When that backside lineman pulled the tackle, he got right in his hip and took him right to the football. Big play by Kankakee. Now the question is, can they take advantage of this field position?
If I'm not mistaken, that's at least the 3rd turnover on downs in this game for both teams altogether. Pass incomplete on first down. Intended for Pierre Allen.
First down has really hurt Kankakee thus far because they've had to change their game plan because they haven't really picked anything up on any of their first downs.
Longest play so far for Kankakee is 8 yards. This is Nate Hill, and he's not going anywhere. Lost a yard.
Part of Fenwick's defensive philosophy is to be attacking the offense. Many times you'll find a stagnant defense, or we'll see what they do to us. Fenwick has a different approach to it. They attack you. You can see right there when they were running the counter with that guard and tackle pulling. Linebackers were flying up and defensive people were coming up. They attack the offense.
3rd and 10. They need to get to the 34. And nowhere to go for Staples. That's Connor Paris with the sack. 2nd sack for the Friars.
Just a good hard pass rush right here. They just put pressure on that offensive line of Kankakee, and finally Connor Paris, 6 foot 205-pound senior, their leading tackler, makes a good play coming in the seam. That's what you got to do. They're attacking. They're forcing Kankakee to be very aggressive, and they want to be passive a little bit in the pass blocking, but Fenwick's not allowing them to do that.
Lorenz Walters on to punt again for the K's. Good snap this time. Gets it away. Kankakee player lost his helmet on that one. And it's down at the 29-yard line. Marty Fitzgerald lost his hat. 25 yards on the punt. There's a flag.
How'd that helmet come off? Oh, there's the clip right there. And the helmet. Good shot of Coach Battaglia right there. Done a nice job here at Fenwick over the last 2 years.
It's Derek Hart looking on from the Kankakee sideline. He was the Bears Coach of the Week in Week 9. In his 4th season.
Blocking back. Return team number 4. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. Fenwick keeps the ball, 1st and 10.
That's the first penalty of the game against Fenwick. And I believe that was the one that de-helmeted the Kankakee player.
I wonder what the feeling is for Matt Battaglia to be here coaching in the state championship game when not all that many years ago he was a player here.
Yeah,
it's got to be a lot of nostalgia, a lot of emotion.
Yeah, he said he knows the place inside and out. You can imagine.
Well, going from relatively good field position to not so good right now.
Here's the handoff to Walls. He's out to the 29-yard line. Tackled there by Tamarian Lee.
Good job of just bouncing this a little further outside, but a good job of blocking right there at the point of attack by Max Reese, number 5. Oftentimes wide receivers that are noted for their receptions and all of those kind of glory type of things, you forget about them blocking at the point of attack. Max Reese did a great job right there.
Play action. Here's the pressure. Cobb gets it away and throws it out of bounds. Good pressure that time from Kankakee. That was Jaden Villagomez, the defensive end.
Plus, knowing that he's a left-handed quarterback, forcing him to his right and making it really tough for him to make any kind of mechanical move down the field to put an accurate throw down there towards a receiver.
3rd and short. Fenwick is 3 of 5 on 3rd down. Caden Cobb back in the shotgun on this play. Gives it to Walls. Jukes makes a man miss. 1st down, Fenwick. 10th first down of the game for the Friars.
Well, Walls certainly has a different technique than Kent. You can see the quickness that he has right there with that little jump step. And Kent is more of their inside, running the ball inside the tackles, and you can see how Walls is just more of an outside runner. He's got a little more pop in his step than Kent. Both really a nice compliment to each other.
Matt Battaglia said he knew at some point this season they would need Walls at running back. He's a defensive back who came filled in for Kent. Here's the pass complete to Max Reese, and he is going to take it all the way. 67 yards. Caden Cobb with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. Max Reese's 2nd touchdown catch.
That was an interesting throw because he was actually double covered, and he takes his time. He looks away and he kind of just lobs it up over here. How he got past those 2 defenders is beyond me, because they had pretty good coverage just up until that ball got airborne. Right there, they lost him. Good job of putting the ball on the money. And of course, Max Reese on his way to Eastern Michigan, his 2nd reception or touchdown reception, had 65 catches during the year.
Ian Ravage for the point after. Missed his first attempt today. That one is up and good. And the Friars out to a 21-0 lead. Caden Cobb with his 3rd touchdown pass. Hooking up with Brian Hunt. And then going to Max Reese for the 2nd time. And it's a 21-0 Friar lead. With 7:14 to go in the 2nd quarter, Kankakee will try to get something started.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families, right here in Illinois.
We know it's difficult to decide where to invest first each year, but your farm and family depend on it. We want you to have your most successful season yet, and that's why we've cataloged over 12 million corn plants and 20,000 germinating seeds. Whether you're just beginning to monitor equipment performance or fine-tuning your equipment, our dealers are here to help. This is your year to know that you're doing the best you possibly can for your farm and your family.
Back at Husky Stadium at Northern Illinois University, it's all Fenwick Friars here midway through the 2nd quarter. 21-0, and that is not deceiving because the yardage is a 250-10 in favor of the Friars so far. Kankakee unable to get anything going.
You talk about complete dominance to this point. And Fenwick took advantage early on of field position, and that's what you got to do in big games like this. You've got to take advantage of field position. And, of course, penalties.
Jair Hill has 6 touchdown returns. Kankakee could use that kind of boost, but this one is going to bounce over his head through the end zone, and the K's will start at their own 20.
Just a little history right here. I'm going to ask you a question. What school has graduated an astronaut, a Heisman Trophy winner, a governor, and a Pulitzer Prize winner?
Fenwick.
You've been doing your research, haven't you? Isn't it an amazing statistic to have those kind of people as alumni?
Very impressive. Not unlike the effort here through a quarter and a half. Jair Hill. Oh, and then he turned around and ran toward the goal line to try and avoid further pressure and lost another couple of yards.
Fenwick is really attacking. That was Luke DeLeese right there. I mean, he just flew in right here.
Loss of 7.
Wow. They are really just attacking.
Staples back to throw. And incomplete, almost hauled in by Carson King. He made a heck of an effort, but the ball hit the ground as he landed, I think. Or maybe came out of his hands before he landed. He says it was a catch.
Well, Fenwick's locking in on a man coverage, and the linebackers are helping out depending on who the particular receiver is to the wide side of the field. Yeah, the ball hit the ground. Good call. Yeah, good call by the officials.
Tamel Staples now 2 of 7 passing on the day. 3rd down and 18. And here comes the pressure, and it's incomplete. And Staples did a heck of a job to avoid a safety right there. Suleiman Abwakel, part of that pass rush.
Staples is having a tough time looking down the field because as he goes to the line of scrimmage, they're in one particular coverage. Then as he starts his cadence, they jump into a different coverage, which throws his reads off. And consequently, that's why Fenwick has been so aggressive. They've just been changing up the coverages, and they've just been attacking the line of scrimmage.
And the clock is about to run out. The play clock, that is. Kankakee does get it away.
Oh, boy.
And it takes a Fenwick bounce to the 30-yard line. 18-yard punt. All right, well, let's see if you've seen this one before. Tyreek Hill on the left.
18 yards and punt.
Max Reese on the right. Peace out.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah.
They both got pretty good speed. They both look like they're going into the end zone.
Well, Max is originally from Seattle, and they call him Baby DJ Metcalf, but he looked a lot like Tyreek Hill there. So take your pick. Both pretty good role models for a football player. And another short field for Fenwick from the Kankakee 30. Handoff is to Kent, coming around the left side. Catches a little bit of the edge, steps out of a tackle, and down and out at the 5-yard line. A pickup of 25 for Danny Kent. Some fancy footwork along the sidelines for the 25-yard gain.
Well, this is the first time he's really bounced it outside. Before, he's always been running inside the tackle, but you can see right here, he's had his ballet slippers on.
Yeah.
Nice job of going down the sideline, but a pretty good job also of blocking downfield by his wide receivers.
He danced out of that would-be tackle and now stands at 106 yards for the game. First and goal from the 5 for Fenwick. Kent still on his feet.
Ooh.
He's going to be marked just short, but he dragged 2 or 3 tacklers 3 or 4 yards there and almost made it into the end zone. Look at him keep driving those legs.
Outstanding. At this point, based on what they've been doing, you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line of Fenwick.
Man. Yeah.
Johnson, Rosenberg, and Liston, and Mykuskas, and Anderson. They've done a great job. I mean, they're big boys. They average 281 pounds, but they've been dominant throughout the most of the year, and they play a very, very competitive schedule.
Mentioned how durable they are. They've only had 1 substitution all year, and that was when one of the players had his helmet come off. Other than that, they played every down. Second and goal. Kent again, and gets in untouched for his first touchdown of the game. Got a player down in the end zone, and it looks like a flag down there too.
Just a little zone read where it starts up the middle and he bounces back outside. Not much out there to stop him, but I didn't see the flag, nor did I realize what it could possibly be before. Now he's going over to talk to Coach Hart.
Friars players coming to the sideline signaling touchdown.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, face mask, defense, correction, offense. Kankakee is electing to attack that 15 yards on the kickoff. The touchdown counts.
1-yard touchdown run for Kent. And now the point after for Ian Ramage.
Coach Battaglia cannot be too upset about that particular penalty. Now, a face mask like that, usually what happens in that case, it could be one of the linemen, interior linemen, trying to block, because it wasn't out on the edge though.
Snap and hold are good. So is the kick, and it's a 28-0 lead. Fenwick dominant here in the final moments of the second quarter. 28-0 the lead.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
28-0 the score. The statistics as one-sided as the score, as you get a look at attitude making an appearance here today. Kankakee now has 2 yards of offense.
Just really a dominant game right here thus far by Fenwick. Kankakee has had a great season, and they're certainly capable of putting points up on the board, but at this point, a combination of field position by Fenwick and the ability to take advantage of the field position that they had, and of course Danny Kent coming into this ball game. Most people thought, well, they're going to throw the ball all over the place because of those 3 great receivers they have, but when you have out receivers like that, you still have to have a good running game to make sure you complement that, or those linebackers and everybody else are coming out to double cover everybody, and Danny Kent has really come to play today. And of course his dance partner is that offensive line. They're just outstanding.
Kankakee has come back in the playoffs. They were trailing Marion and scored 22 unanswered points to take the lead with 1:03 left in that game and advance to the semifinals. They would need an even bigger comeback here. They have just 2 yards of offense and no first downs.
They usually average 305 yards a game on 44 plays, but they're obviously nowhere near that today.
Jair Hill lets it roll through the end zone. Yeah, 305 yards and 45 points a game.
And also the other part of that is that's interesting is the balance that they have between run and pass. During 13 games, they've actually averaged 161 yards running the ball per game and 161 passing and 144 running. So that's terrific balance in all those 13 games that they had, which led up to their 305 yards of total offense, and they usually average about 44 plays a game.
So put yourself on that Kankakee sideline with Coach Hart. What do you tell the kids? What do you do? What kind of adjustments do you make when you've been dominated so far?
Well, a lot of it, I'd say, is my fault by making some calls that I shouldn't have done, and I don't like to second-guess coaches at all. And the other part of it is, you know, here you are. I mean, you're in the state championship game. Just keep playing as hard as you can. If they score 28, that means we can score 29. You never know. It's an opportunity that you have right now that other players have not gotten, so let's take advantage of it.
Nate Hill, 3 yards on that first down play, 2nd and 7. Staples back to throw. It's complete. Carson King with the catch. His forward progress out to the 31. That's the first down of the game for Kankakee.
Step in the right direction. Little steps. Good coverage right there.
And, you know, and if you think about it, they don't have to do anything that they haven't done all year. They just have to execute, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, he did a nice job sitting in the pocket right there. He didn't get as much pressure as he's been getting, but he showed a little poise sitting in the pocket right there.
King ran a good route and got open. Staples keeps it himself. Gets a pretty good push. He's marked down at the 36. It's a pickup of about 5. So good first down plays have helped a little bit.
Well, what they can't do is they can't panic. You know, trust your game plan. I mean, obviously you got some steps to take to get back in the ball game, but let's still look at a good amount of time as far as moving the ball. Get 5-6 yards of play. You don't have to jump and try to get 28 points back in this quarter.
Halfback pass, a little floater, it's caught. Pierre Allen with the catch. It was Carson King with the pass. How about that? A little razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle, but the only problem with that is plays like that are designed to go for 6, not for a first down. And so at this point, you know, down the road, Kankakee would have liked to have had that play for a touchdown, and they end up getting a first down out of it.
And off to Nate Hill. They call him Thunder. He's the guy that gets the tough yards, and he gets a couple of tough ones there. Maybe 3. Make it 2nd down and 7 for the K's.
It's a tough runner, 180 pounds, 5'8". His longest run this year was 56 yards, so that tells you he's got some speed.
Kays with a little momentum going now on this drive. Staples not flushed out of the pocket. Gives a little juke and steps out of bounds. Well, it looked to me like he stepped out of bounds at the 50, but they're going to give him to the 45.
Mel Staples, the ball carrier.
Well, obviously, the young man has the ability to keep plays alive with his feet.
Pick up a 6.
He was out of bounds right there.
Yeah. Sure.
But I like his effort, no doubt about that.
Play to the whistle, right? Nate Hill picks up a couple. Now it's 4th down. That was 3rd and short. It's going to be 4th and about a yard. It worked against them when they went on 4th down before, but now you almost think they have to, don't you?
Yes. And this field position wouldn't be as bad as it was before. I think they went for it in the 30 before.
Fenwick takes a timeout. They want to kind of shut down the momentum that Kankakee has built here on this drive. Illinois State University's total cost is in the lower half of Illinois public universities, and recent grads earn $12,000 more than the national average. So create your legacy at Illinois State. Lee Hall, Jack Bernhardt, Donnie Tillman with you. 2:12 to go first half. It's been all Fenwick. Jack McInerney. Okay, do you want to correct your mistake from earlier then?
Yes, I appreciate that opportunity. Folks, in the open, I said I was in the state championship game in 2021. I was so excited to be here.
Yeah.
I got caught up in the moment, but it was actually 2001 when we were in Champaign with the 8A state championship for Downers Grove South. And that was the first year that they had the 8A championship. They expanded it from 6 to 8 divisions, and we were fortunate enough to win it that year.
All right, 4th and short. Huge play here for the Kays, who have been shut down offensively. They've driven from the 20-yard line. They need one more to keep the drive alive. And Staples gets it. Nice job on the keeper by the quarterback. He split time as a sophomore, became the starting quarterback in the spring, and has led Kankakee here to the state finals game. Here's a deep ball for Allen, and it's incomplete.
Well, this is their deep threat right here that they're going through in Pierre Allen, 6'2", 180-pound senior.
Wow, almost.
Nope. They cannot afford at this point almost.
No first downs on their first 5 drives. They've got 3 on this one. Thanks to Nick Pinto, our crack statistician here in the booth with us. Lee Hall and Jack McInerney. And that one is complete across the middle. Quan McElroy with the catch.
They get a little momentum here going into halftime, and you never know what's going to happen. Come out in the second. A good route right up the seam. He got in the seam on that zone coverage. Good throw, good catch.
16-yard pickup. Staples, a little jump pass and tipped off the fingertips. Harry Kenny in for the Friars.
Never haven't seen a jump pass in a long time. Shows you his athleticism, though, trying to keep the ball alive.
2nd and 10 is the 12th play of this drive. Kankakee showing some intestinal fortitude here.
Fenwick playing man coverage.
Staples back to throw. And it was McElroy, the intended receiver. Coverage there by the Fenwick defender. There were kind of a crossing pattern there. There were 2 receivers.
The timing of that wasn't too good. You bring 2 receivers together, that means you're going to bring 2 defenders together. And anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field where it's ever deflected, that is a real sign of a deflection and an interception.
Staples to throw again. He's 2 of 5 on this drive. Has a little floater out to Carson King, makes a spin move, and he's down to the 13-yard line, a pickup of 14. Carson King had 489 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns coming into this one.
Good job right here keeping the play alive by Staples. And then, of course, the receiver coming across the field to make the play.
Staples again. Comes out of the pocket and now gets, well, yes, he does get dragged down at the 20. That's Jaquie Walls, the running back, with the tackle.
Staples is really keeping the plays alive with his feet. Part of the reasons he's got to do this is because the secondary of Fenwick is doing such an excellent job of coverage on the wide receivers.
Loss of 7 on that one brings up 2nd and 17. That was one he might have thrown away and saved that yardage.
Screen.
Now a little toss to Nate Hill. And he's out at the 11-yard line. Pickup of 10. So they get that back and a couple more from that sack.
Just a little screen out on the perimeter right there. They didn't get as much yardage as they really thought they might have. Fenwick's been so aggressive as far as rushing the passer that screens and draws are good plays to run against an aggressive defense like this to slow them down.
38 seconds left. Kankakee needs points here. Staples out of the pocket, trying to get to the corner and won't get there. Shakes that tackler and throws it away to avoid another loss. 26 seconds left.
He has really been amazing here where he's been able to keep the play alive. But the part of him is when he's dodging all of these defenders, it's tough to look for a receiver downfield.
16 plays over 5 minutes on this drive. They are 4th down and 7. And the K's will talk it over here, take a timeout. Coming up at the half, we've got first half highlights and stats, the Menards game summary, and we will revisit Jack's keys to the game. Fenwick dominating here in the first half, but you have to like what Kankakee's done here in the last 5 minutes to put a drive together and keep that positive mental state going into halftime.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It's tough to do when you look at the scoreboard and it's 28-0. You're kind of telling your kids, don't look at the scoreboard. It's like telling a golfer when you're playing golf, you know, don't look up there. Just play your game. Go for birdies every hole if you can, but just don't look at the scoreboard here. Just be aggressive. And that's what they're doing. Now, you've got to give a lot of credit to Staples. Boy, he's just keeping plays alive with his feet. But when you give him credit for keeping the plays alive, the reason for that is the secondary of Fenwick has really locked down the receivers and given him nothing to throw to.
We'll also hear from Matt Battaglia at halftime.
There you can see the man coverage. Everybody's locked down. You got 2 deep.
Fenwick wanted to see what they would come out in, and Coach Battaglia calls a timeout. Derek Hart trying to make some magic happen here in the last seconds of the first half and get something on the scoreboard. After this one, we've got a dandy East St. Louis and Cary Grove. East St. Louis hasn't lost to a team in Illinois all year. And that is followed by St. Rita and Wheaton North in Class 7A. Maine South and Lockport will wrap up the championship weekend here in DeKalb in Class 8A. There you get a good look at Tamel Staples. He's a 6', 175-pound senior, getting some Division II and NAIA interest. Culver Stockton, Upper Iowa, Olivet Nazarene have shown some interest. He's trying to get his team into the end zone or at least get a first down here.
Same coverage, man coverage, 2 deep.
Looking toward the corner, is complete to King, and is he in? No signal.
It'll be a first down.
King signals touchdown, and now a signal. Touchdown, Kankakee! 11 yards. What a throw and catch from Staples to Carson King,
and they
the all-conference receiver.
Good call, Lee. They sure needed that. You can see right there, I think he got banged up a little bit. But again, looking over, checking out his reads. Good throw right there. Takes out the official.
Boy, what a drive for Kankakee. Show a little bit of life here going into the locker room. Isaac Stipp on for the point after. And it's true, right down the middle, just like Jack's drives. 28-7 now. Kankakee with a 5-minute-plus drive to end the half. 17 plays, 80 yards for the K's, who had 2 yards of offense coming into that drive and no first downs.
Well, you know, that drive was not that impressive from the standpoint of plays run and how pretty it was. It came down to big plays on 3rd down and big plays on 4th down. And it came down to the fact that Staples was able to keep the plays alive. And Fenwick was being very aggressive during the entire drive, and yet Staples was able to nickel-dime them, and they got the ball down the field. And that is a big, big touchdown for them going into the halftime, because now they can work off of that and make adjustments and come out feeling a little different psychologically in the second half.
Tamel was the starting quarterback back in the spring and was the starting quarterback in the fall.
Good throw right here.
He knew it all along. Carson King knew it all along.
He was just trying to be helpful.
What I was getting at, Staples was the starting quarterback in the spring. He got benched against Sacred Heart Griffin when he wasn't playing up to Coach Hart's standards, and said, you know, it was kind of a lesson to him. You got to prepare, you got to watch film, and he got the message and leads that important Kankakee drive to end the first half. 18 seconds left. Fenwick will take over at their own 27.
Oftentimes when you have quarterbacks that are as athletic as these two quarterbacks are, it's difficult for them to understand what poise means in the pocket. They have a tendency to want to get out of the pocket and scramble and use their feet because they're such outstanding athletes. And so it takes some discipline and structure for them to stay in the pocket and look down the field and read their keys.
18 seconds left for Caden Cobb and the Friars. The give is to Danny Kent, and he'll stop the clock with 13 seconds to go. Pickup of 16 for Danny Kent, who's had quite a day here. Coach Battaglia calls him the emotional leader of this Friars team.
There's no doubt about that he has been that particular leader emotionally and statistically in that first half.
Give again to Kent. And that's the end of the half. Or did Fenwick call a timeout?
I'd be surprised by that. They don't want to take anything home. Yeah, the only way we'll know why they call that is if it's the next play they run as a touchdown. Otherwise, I don't get it.
Well,
3 seconds.
Use them or lose them, right?
Well, that's true. I mean, you can't hold them over into the second half. And they have the potential for a big play with the receivers that they have. But rest assured, I would think that Kankakee would be playing an awful soft coverage right here. Don't let anything behind you.
Good look at Caden Cobb, the All-Stater.
He's on his way to Ball State University. That's where my brother Jim went to school. and was the first All-American throwing the javelin on the track team for Ball State University, Muncie, Ohio.
Well, they give it to Kent and keep it on the ground. He will get to the 50 and no further. And a flag. That will be a defensive penalty, so we'll have one more untimed play. Kankakee defenders a little too enthusiastic after the whistle blew.
Yeah, they might have been upset that they took the timeout. They were cold and wanted to get in that locker room, but good call by the official, keep the game under control. I think that's an excellent call right there.
Well, we saw Fenwick call the timeout and then put in a run play.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, defense. That penalty will be enforced on the second half kickoff. That is the end of the first half.
All right, so unusual ending to the first half. Kankakee with an 80-yard drive to get on the board and make things interesting here. Headed to halftime, 28-7, the Fenwick lead. Let's go downstairs to Donnie Tillman.
All right, thank you, Liam. Here with Coach Pataglia, and a 21-point lead. Not too bad for the first half.
Well, still got a lot of stuff to clean up on. We've had a couple too many mistakes. As long as we keep doing our job, we feel good. But this is a great team we're playing, so we got to keep doing our job. This is a whole new ball game coming up.
I have to say the energy on your sideline is pretty up there. I mean, you guys are really into it right now, and so far so good.
Yeah, no, these kids prepared for this all season since last spring. So this is what we prepared for. This is what we expected. They're happy to. They're ready to be here. They're not just happy to be here. They're ready to take care of business.
All right. Well, more business in the second half. Good luck to you, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Send it back up to you.
Salute to Matt Battaglia and his offense in this first half. Caden Cobb with 3 touchdown passes. Fenwick out to a 28-0 lead early. Kankakee scores in the final minute to make it a 28-7 game at halftime.
Leaving the house, not easy. When you need health care that's easy, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. When and where you need it, in person or online. OSF On-Call Urgent Care.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Roommates, not easy. When you need health care that's easy, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. In person or online. OSF On-Call Urgent Care.
Back at Husky Stadium in Northern Illinois University, it's Fenwick with a 28-7 lead over Kankakee as both teams play in their first ever state championship football game. Lee Hall, Jack McInerney with you here, and pretty dominant performance by Fenwick and their quarterback in the first half.
Well, when you have a quarterback that has the ability to be able to keep plays alive with his feet and then has a strong arm and then has also got the ability to get the ball down the field, you know, this is what's really interesting. Both teams have good quarterbacks, but in the first half, it certainly has been Caden Cobb of Fenwick that's done the job and kept plays alive. 3 touchdown passes for Caden Cobb in the first half, and they jumped out to a 28-0 lead. Kankakee did a good job on that last drive after having no first downs. They drove it the length of the field, 80 yards at least, for a touchdown. Let's take a look at your keys to the game, see where we're at there, Jack. Well, you know, I think that really it's been a quarterback situation. Both quarterbacks have been in charge of the game, but fortunately for Fenwick, Caden Cobb has been the one that's really been on top because he's been taking advantage of some big plays with his receivers. But I also think the key, and I didn't realize that Kent was going to be back in this game the way he is, because originally he was hurt. He has really been the big factor, I think, in that first half is Kent in the running game.
Absolutely. Danny Kent, we don't have his yardage stats, but a very big first half for Fenwick. Let's go now to Tony Cornish Jr. to take us through halftime. Tony?
Thanks a lot, guys. Tell you what, you look at the K's, you have to give them a lot of credit. Trailing as they were in that first half to come back and get one in before they hit the halftime locker room says a little bit about the character and the drive and the tenacity on that roster right now. 28-7 at the half. Friars, of course, are in front, but the K's have showed some energy, and maybe in the locker room, coaches will get them together, coach them up. Maybe the defense gets together, come up with a scheme to slow down this Friars offense. And the Friars, of course, speed at almost every skill position is phenomenal right now. And you can't say enough about Caden Cobb. What he's shown out there at the quarterback position, he has the composure, he has the talent, the skill set, and he has a drive to move this team up and down the field and put points on the board. He's shown that in a great degree in the first half. But second half action is on the way. We'll have more coming up from Husky Stadium in just a few moments. Don't you go away.
Other dealers tell you why to buy from them. At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, we want our customers, like Chelsea, to share the day they experience the Bob Grimm way.
Hands down the best customer service I've ever experienced. We'll be customers for life.
Make 2021 the year you drive away in a Chevrolet, the Bob Grimm way.
Your car is more than just transportation. It's a gathering place. Your mobile community. At CEFCU, we get that. So we offer car loans with great rates, flexible terms, and no hidden fees. We work with you to get the loan you need for the vehicle you want, because getting there together is better than going it alone. CEFCU, not a bank, better.
Builders Warehouse is home of the one price covers it quartz countertop. Don't be surprised by fees, be surprised by quartz beauty. Quartz countertops. Get it done and get it done right at Builders Warehouse, or start planning at bwpeoria.net.
These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands. Yeah, I'm down, I'm not broke. Yeah, I'm tired, I'm not done. Yeah, I'm scared, I won't run, I won't run, I won't run. These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands, I will fly, I will fly. These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands, I will fly, I will fly.
Welcome back to Husky Stadium here in DeKalb, Illinois. I tell you what, this championship game, it's as exciting as advertised, Don.
I'll tell you what, I've been on both sidelines as far as the fan section is concerned. But you know what? As far as the fireworks are concerned, it is for real. Fenwick putting it up on the scoreboard right now.
The Friars offense is explosive. We've seen that. A lot of great skill position players with tremendous ball skills as well. And they know how to play as a team, get up and down the field, and they played relatively penalty-free.
I tell you what, they're very composed, and you know what? They're talking to each other on the sidelines, and they're really telling each other, hey, you know what? No mistakes. We're here for a reason. We're doing business, and right now, business is looking good for the Friars.
Yeah, but as I alluded to earlier, don't count the K's out. You know, they come in here, they want to win a championship game. 13-0, a lot of pride on this squad coming in as this top seed. Let's look right now at our Menards game summary. Kankakee again dominated in first downs. No big surprise there if you watched the first half. Fenwick's offense firing on all cylinders.
Yes, right. I'll tell you this right now. Kankakee, before the game, they kept saying war. They want to make sure that this is a battle out here, but right now they are losing, so they'll have to figure something out in halftime and come out in the second half and, you know, adjust things so they can get back in this ball game, because right now Fenwick is winning this battle.
Rushing yards dominated by Fenwick, 174 to -1 for the K's. They've got to change that stat in a hurry. Passing yards, 129 to 84. Fenwick again on top there. Total yards, well, that tells the story. Third down conversions, 4 of 6, 1 of 8 for Kankakee. Time of possession, 10-23 for the K's and 13-37
I'll tell you what, Tony, 1 of 8 hurts right now, especially in a state championship game. You got to capitalize on more opportunities than that in the third down, you know, conversion. So we'll see if Kankakee can bounce back from that. But right now, for those boys over there in Fenwick, everything's looking good right now.
All right, but if you're in the K's locker room, you're coaching them up. You have to keep the kids inspired, keep them interested, keep them engaged.
24 minutes.
What do you do? What adjustments do you make?
24 minutes. It's for the seniors. This is all you got. Put it out there.
Right.
So you got 24 minutes to let everybody know what you have out there. So we'll see what Kankakee can do in the second half. But I'm sure Oak Park Fenwick is out there to showcase as well.
We will find out, Donnie. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more analysis and get you ready for second half action here at the Class 5A State Championship. Kankakee taking on those Friars from Fenwick High. Don't you go away.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families, right here in Illinois.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. Power all of your devices with this 30-pack of double or AAA batteries. They're just $3.98 after rebate. A bath set is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. These Dove men's and Axe bath sets are just $7.97 each. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in store only while supplies last.
We know it's difficult to decide where to invest first each year, but your farm and family depend on it. We want you to have your most successful season yet, and that's why we've cataloged over 12 million corn plants and 20,000 germinating seeds. Whether you're just beginning to monitor equipment performance or fine-tuning your equipment, our dealers are here to help. This is your year to know that you're doing the best you possibly can for your farm and your family.
And once again, welcome back to Husky Stadium here on the campus of Northern Illinois University here in DeKalb. Exciting high school football action on this holiday weekend coming your way as Fenwick is right now in control of this ball game, Class 5A state championship against Kankakee, but second half action is on the way. And we expect a very explosive second half as the K's try to fight their way to get back in this ball game and show you why they are the top seeded squad in the classification at 13-0. Let's take a look at some of the explosive plays that we saw from this team. Danny Key, also a big player for that Fenwick offense. Number 11, getting in between the tackles, follows his block as well. Great vision and a great presence as far as getting the most out of every carry. You see him up the gut, great vision, and ball protection is at an optimum as he protects the football to keep that offense rolling. And I like this young man's tenacity. He wants to find the end zone, and he is hungry to be a power player on this team of the Fenwick Friar Stars. And he is a big-time player to watch in that second half because he can both catch, run, and again, that vision makes him a very dangerous player, and the K's have to find a way to stop him as well. But on the K's side, you know you have to feel for what they're doing right now. Coaches want to keep the kids inspired. Don't look at the scoreboard. Keep your mind on what's going on one play at a time. Let's take a look at the K's now, and you see them trying to find some running lanes, but it's not there. That Fenwick defense is tough. They're swarming. They come after you, and they come to play. Power football line of scrimmage is being dominated right now by the Friars, and what they do up front needs to be hopefully checked by, I'll tell you what, by Kankakee. They have to do that right now because if they don't, it's going to be a tough road to hoe in the second half, no doubt about that. But again, championship games, you make the adjustments at halftime. The good coaching staffs do it. Get the youngsters involved, get them motivated to come back and fight in the second half. They'll do that. You can tell by the way the K's went out in the second half. We're going to take another short break here at Northern Illinois University. We come back, we'll go back up to the booth and reach out to touch base with the guys. That's right. They'll give us their breakdown on what's to come in the second half. We come back, Lee and Jack will come to you live. We'll be back in just a moment.
Together, we made it through one of the most challenging years in our lives.
Together, we helped our schools and students achieve great things.
We all partnered and struggled and overcame together.
Because we know, together, we can do great things.
Now, we aim to be better than ever.
We are IEA, the Illinois Education Association, and we all are stronger together.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
This broadcast is copyrighted by the IHSA, the NFHS Network, and Gray Media Group Incorporated. Any other use of this broadcast or internet stream without the express written consent of the IHSA, the NFHS Network, and Gray Media Group Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
And we are just a couple of moments away from third quarter action here in DeKalb at Northern Illinois University. Fenwick leading Kankakee 28-7. Kankakee with a drive there late in the first half to get on the board, and they will get the kickoff here, so maybe they can build on that momentum. Let's send it on downstairs to Donnie Tillman. He is with Derek Hart.
All right, I'm here with the head coach of Kankakee. Sir, what did you tell your team at halftime?
Well, we had to wake up, and we finally woke up there at the end of the second quarter. So we just got to keep doing what we do and play good football.
Tell you what, you got a pretty good crowd behind you guys. I'm sure you're going to try to use that energy to boost you guys in the second half?
No, absolutely. They've been great all playoffs for us. They've been a big piece for us, so we got to feed off them in the second half.
What did you see out there that maybe needs to make some adjustments as far as scheme goes?
Just defensively, we fell asleep a couple times. Offensively, missed a few blocks. But we woke up. I think we're ready to roll now.
All right, 24 minutes in the second half. Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that is the coach, the head coach of Kankakee. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Donnie. Well, they did look like they woke up there on that last drive. We'll see if they hit the snooze button at halftime or if they really are here for the rest of the game, right?
Well, you can tell if that's the attitude that he had. He kind of put that over across to his kids at halftime. That's the way to go. Of course, that drive and that touchdown was crucial going into halftime. You could build on that kind of momentum, and you could see by his enthusiasm that he really thinks that they're going to be back in the ball game. And any coach worth his salt would think that he's going to be back in the ball game. He didn't get here having an attitude of being a defeatist, so I've got a feeling that we're going to see more of Kankakee's offense than we certainly did in the first half.
Let's take a look at those first half highlights. It was all Fenwick early. Caden Cobb up top to Brian Hunt for 21 yards. Point after no good. That made it 6-0. Then Cobb hit Max Reese, his honorable mention all-stater. It was an 18-yard strike here for a 14-0 lead. And they just kept it going in the second quarter. Cobb up top to Reese again. This one for 67 yards and a 21-0 score as Reese outran the defense. Danny Kent over 100 yards in that first half, added a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 28-0. And finally, in the last 5 minutes, Kankakee was able to put together a drive of 80 yards. And it was Tamel Staples to Carson King. A nice grab and score to make it 28-7. And that's where we stand here as we get ready to start the second half. We had a little rain early. It's just kind of chilly and windy a little bit out of the south. So kind of a typical, fall football day here in DeKalb. It will be Kankakee receiving the second half kickoff as they won the toss and deferred earlier. So they'll get back-to-back possessions here, Jack, to start the second half now after ending the first half with a drive.
Well, you don't want to use the term crucial, but I guess I will. Catching this ball here and getting field position and having a decent drive will be crucial to what transpires here in the second half for Kankakee. They've got to make something happen.
There was a penalty at the end of the first half, so they kick from the 45, and as on the other kickoffs, it goes through the end zone. So Kankakee will start at their own 20. They made their first semifinal this year since 2008, their third overall. And again, this is the first state championship appearance for both schools. Fenwick out of the Catholic League, Kankakee out of the Southland Athletic Conference. We mentioned they got on a roll and scored 22 unanswered against Marion in the quarterfinals. They did the same thing against Morton in the semi, scoring 35 unanswered points against the Potters. Staples back to throw, rolling right, and just throwing that one out of bounds as he got the pressure from Fenwick's front line.
Well, again, starting right out by being very aggressive defensively and not giving him an opportunity to set up and look down the field. This is how they started out the game defensively and put the pressure on Staples. And apparently that's what they're going to do in the second half here. Now, this is the statistics, and that's not his normal game. He's a lot more efficient than that, but you've got to give credit to the secondary and the defensive front of Fenwick.
Yeah, typically 70% completion rate. This one's complete out to Quan McElroy. Pick up of 3. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the K's.
One of the things they have to do is they have to establish some sort of a running game. And they had nothing in the first half that even came close to a running game, and that's the only way that they're going to get back in.
Kankakee just 1 of 8 on 3rd down. Staples to throw. Just over the tip, over the fingertips, I should say, of the intended receiver. And that was Pierre Allen, and almost intercepted after it was tipped.
And again, they put themselves in a position where they only had one back, so he had to throw the ball. They tried to spread Fenwick out, but when you're in a situation like that, now they got 4th down already. And they're going for it again. This is what happened in the first half in that first quarter.
It would appear so.
And that didn't turn out real good.
4th and 7 from their own 23. They figure, what the heck. Already down 3 scores. And here goes the quarterback getting the first down and more. Staples on the keeper out to the 43-yard line. Pickup of 19, longest run of the game for Kankakee.
Well, this is their running game right here. And I think this is probably what they tried to do in that first quarter. They spread them out by the formation that opened up the running lanes for Staples, who is actually their best open field runner, and that he proves that right there.
Big play there. Here's the give to Nate Hill. And he picks up about 3. That's about all he's been able to muster on his carries this year. Or this game, rather.
That's okay on first down. They have to get something on first down. Instead of just forcing Staples to scramble all over the field. They have to force Fenwick to play some run defense.
2nd and 7. Staples back to throw. Out of the pocket. Now running left. He's got a lot of green space. And down to the Fenwick 41. Pickup of 13 yards for Tamel Staples, who's scrambling Kankakee down the field here.
Well, you can see the middle linebacker came screaming up the field, and so then Staples went screaming down the field, picks up the first down. If you got to run with the quarterback, if it's the only running game you have, then go with it if that's what's leading you to some success.
Only 192 yards rushing on the season. And that pass incomplete, intended for Pierre Allen. He was open and thrown behind him.
Pass intended for Allen.
He's had over 1,000 yards receiving, but unable to connect really today.
Staples, you can understand where he could be getting a little gun shy with the pressure that he was getting throughout that entire first half. He just needs to settle down a little bit.
Second and 10. Kankakee trying to make it a 2-score game. It's complete to Carson King, and he's brought down at the 15-yard line. Pickup of 26.
Good job right there. Staples of showing good poise, sitting in the pocket and delivering that football. He looked at his first key, and that was closed. He went back to the second. He was open coming across the field. Fenwick was playing a man coverage, and he outran his coverage.
1st and 10 from the 15. Staples keeping it alive, looking into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended again for Carson King. Carson King is having a whale of a game. Coach Hart said earlier this week that Carson has kind of been robbing to Pierre Allen's Batman, but I think Carson King is the main man here today on as far as the passing game goes for Kankakee. Almost had that one.
He kind of almost didn't. Probably should have.
Staples 2 of 6. He probably should have got a completion there on this drive. 2 of 6. Standing in the pocket, now flushed, and now brought down with the sack. That's the 3rd sack. Connor Stetz with the sack for the Friars.
Well, he's kind of going only to one receiver right there, and that guy was not open. Fenwick was in the man coverage. They did a good job right there. By the time he pulls the ball down, he's got the pressure coming off the edges. Too late.
Loss of 11. 3rd and 21 now. Pocket is Solid that time. It's complete to King, and he's down to the 11-yard line. Pickup of 15. Bring up 3rd down and 6.
Good job of coming across the field, sitting in with poise. When Staples sits in the pocket, he can deliver the football, but he's had so much pressure up to this point that that's almost been impossible. Pretty good throw right there and catch. I don't like the way he's handling the football there, running with it.
King is going to the ODF All-American Bowl game later this year. He's having a heck of an afternoon here. Complete this time to Allen. He's got the first down at the 4-yard line. Pierre Allen with the grab.
Touchdown right here gets Kankakee right back in this ball game. They did a little underneath crossing route, and they find him sitting there right inside the zone.
A rare completion to Pierre Allen. The fake from Staples. Takes it down to the 1. Staples running like a little option play there.
Well, he's the running game, he's the passing game, he's the whole offensive game right now for Kankakee. He's a competitive player. Excuse me, he's a competitive player. Takes it in.
And a big roar from the Kankakee side as Staples takes it in for the touchdown. That was Nate Hill instead.
That was a big drive, some big plays there. A lot of scrambling going on. A good job of getting the ball in the end zone, running in behind that offensive line of Shannon, Faulkner, Campbell, Walker, and Young.
Stip for the point after. Make it a 2-score game. Oh, they'll go for 2 instead. I'm not sure if it was planned or not. Staples takes the snap and throws it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion to Maurice Burks.
I think it might have been Lee as fast as he got up on the snap. Watch how fast he gets up there.
No, he never tried to put it down. You're right.
And theoretically, he might have been down the second time because he put his knee down the second time. It's kind of quick to watch, but good execution there by the K's. They're back in the ball game. They needed this drive. We said so important on that last drive of the first half, and then to come out here in the second half and have a good scoring drive, and that's what they did. They're back in the ball game, not only score-wise, but psychologically.
They are indeed awake. That wake-up call late in the first half. Back-to-back touchdown drives covering the end of the second quarter, the beginning of the third, and Derek Hart's team is back within 2 touchdowns. 28-15 now.
He sounded very confident in that conversation, and you can see why.
This is just the second kickoff of the game for Kankakee to start the game, and here that was a pretty lengthy drive for Kankakee, and that kick goes through the end zone. Fenwick will take over at their own 20. And now what kind of answer do the Friars have to those back-to-back drives by Kankakee?
Well, so far in the game, I think the difference has been the offensive line for Fenwick and Danny Kent, the running game of Fenwick. It's kept Kankakee off balance as far as passing and running. Fenwick has made a couple of big passing plays, but the running game has complemented that quite nicely.
First play goes to Kent. He drives out to the 24 for a pickup of 4. He was all conference back in the spring. Catholic League. And you can see why here today. 2nd and 6. Cobb back to throw. And it's out of bounds and incomplete. Intended for Ian Pugh. An Illini recruit.
A lot of pressure on Cobb on that particular play.
3rd down and 6 for the Friars. Kankakee crowd on their feet. Movement on the Kankakee side. No encroachment, however. Cobb back to throw. Looking again for Pugh, and it's complete. First down at the 31-yard line. Pickup of 7. Ian Pugh with the catch.
Good throw and catch right here. A timing route. It's an out route. He knew exactly where he needed to go. You can see what a great hands catch. And, of course, that length right there at 6'3" made the big difference. And that's one of the reasons why he's on the way to University of Illinois.
He and Cobb have been playing football since they were in kindergarten when they started in flag football. So they have a great rapport between the two of them. Kent on first down. He picks up 7.
So critical on first down, and that's exactly what Fenwick is doing. They're taking advantage of the opportunities they're getting by making good, solid, fundamental plays on first down, and that gives them good opportunities then on second and third down.
10 players on this Fenwick team with at least 3 years varsity experience. I know they're not going to fold when one team gets a little momentum. And it's Kent again for a first down. Coach Battaglia says he's one of the toughest kids he's ever met. That puts him at 150 yards for the day. New set of downs for the Friars at their own 43. Cobb looking right. Now scrambling. He's got a lane to the 40. Now the 30. One man to beat, and he's forced out of bounds. Nice pursuit by Davy Jones to keep him from scoring.
Well, one of our keys was which quarterback will control the game, and at this point right now it seems to be Cobb with his running ability and the fact that he's able to pick up those first downs with those throws that he's made so nicely.
31 yards on that carry. He fakes to Kent and now pitches. Give back to Reese to get the ball in his hands, and the receiver is about a yard short of a first down. Pickup of 9.
Got a flag down here. We're going to get 15 more yards for Fenwick.
Nope. A little extracurricular activity there after the whistle. A push from the Kankakee player.
Can't have a breakdown of discipline like this in games like this. This is crucial right here. After Kankakee scores, now they're going to give Fenwick 15 more easy yards.
Jair Hill was not involved in the play, but gives the shove and will cost his team 15 yards here. That's too bad.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 10. This is number 10's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the contest. Results first and 10.
That hurts. That hurts Kankakee right there. No doubt about it. So there's no reason for any of that stuff in high school football. They're watching too much of that nonsense on Sundays with the pros.
First and goal now from the 9. Cobb out of the shotgun, gives it to Pugh. Trying to get the edge. He picks up about 2. Bring up second and goal.
That's a tough play when you're going against team speed that Kankakee has. You're trying to say, okay, our jet sweep is going to get him out on the edge because he's faster, and you're not going to get there. But in this case, that's not the case. Kankakee matches up really well with Fenwick as far as team speed with the skill people.
9th play of the drive here. Second and goal. Pugh in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Cobb keeps it himself, and not much there. Josiah Mason was there with the first contact.
A big stop for Kankakee here.
Looks like they give him back to the line of scrimmage. Third down and goal now.
Sometimes when they're down here, they seem to lose sight of Danny Kent. They need to go back to the running game. They get down inside the red zone. They seem to want to throw the ball continually.
Trips receivers left. Cobb looking right instead. And it's complete to Pugh. Oh, they're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
This is kind of interesting right here because it looks like he comes in. He's coming back towards the ball. His foot's down.
Yeah. It looked like the ball broke the plane from that angle. And he's forward progress. It sure looked like he was in. 4th catch for Pugh of the game.
Now did the ball break the plane? His foot, was there, but the ball didn't break the plane.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It's real hard to tell. And that official's right there. He's in great position.
Cobb keeps it himself for the touchdown. No doubt about that one. 1-yard run for Cobb. And another touchdown as Fenwick goes up 34-15 now, pending the extra point.
Give 3 of those points to Cobb out of the 6 and give the other 3 right here to that offensive line with that good surge. Johnson, Rosenberg, Liston, Mykuskis, and Anderson. They've done a nice job all day long, not continually on the run game for Danny Kent, but also on pass blocking for Cobb. Sometimes you find an offensive line that their specialty is run blocking, and they're not real good at pass blocking, or vice versa. Fenwick's pretty good with both.
Cobb keeps it, going for 2. And it's no good. DeJure Marshall with the stop for Kankakee. He runs around that left end. And it's Cobb with the touchdown. It's a 34-15 lead for the Friars with 4:22 to go in the 3rd.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
Hi, John Coker of Builders Warehouse. These are some of the cabinets I have in stock and ready for immediate pickup. An unfinished, a slate gray, or white. Get it done at Builders Warehouse on Southwest Washington Street or online at bwpeoria.net.
Other dealers tell you why to buy from them. At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, we want our customers, like Scott, to share the day-to-day experience the Bob Grimm way.
What I appreciated most was not being pushed through the sales process faster than I wanted.
Make 2021 the year you drive away in a Chevrolet, the Bob Grimm way.
An 11-play, 80-yard drive for Fenwick. 3:23 the length of the drive, time-wise. And after a couple of touchdowns back-to-back for Kankakee, Caden Cobb and the Friars answer and go up by 19 here.
Well, that was a big answer because psychologically, Kankakee, after having scored right at the end of the first half and then came back on their first drive at the beginning of the second half and scored. I don't want to say Fenwick was on the ropes, but psychologically they could have been teetering.
Sure.
And certainly Kankakee got a big high out of that one, but they came right back and drove the ball down the field and scored. And of course that unsportsmanlike penalty certainly helped Fenwick.
Ian Ramage with the kick and the fair catch wisely called for there. And that was Maurice Burks, who's fielded a couple of those today.
A lot of history with these two schools. Kankakee was opened in 1903. That's going back a long way. Fenwick is a little younger school. They were opened up in 1929. Both outstanding academic schools.
Both playing in their first state football championship. Kankakee now looks to answer and get back to within 2 scores. Staples complete to McElroy. He makes a move. and gets out to the 49. They're going to mark him at the 50-yard line. Pickup of 17. That's the 5th catch for Quan McElroy. He's a 5'10", 175 or 70-pound sophomore.
When Staples has the time,
that was a late tackle.
He has a nice mechanics getting rid of the ball, but in many cases he gets so much pressure early that he can't look down the field. So they need to go to the short stuff to give him time.
Staples looking deep down the right side and just over the outstretched hands of Pierre Allen. He runs a 4.540 and looked like he might have had a step. Ball just out of his reach.
Sometimes plays like that, though, they loosen the secondary up because when they haven't gone for the long ball in a while, the defensive backs start looking in the backfield and they forget about the receivers, and you don't want them to do that. You want to make sure they're aware of the deep pass.
4 receivers. Staples running for his life and flips it in. It's picked off. He was trying to throw it away, and Connor Paris comes up with the pick. He had 2 fumble recoveries against Caneland in round 1 and comes up with another turnover here.
Very ill-advised play by Staples. You have to give him credit for trying to make something want to happen. He's flushed out of the pocket by big and good pressure by Fenwick. But right here is just an ill-advised throw with 3 defenders right there. There's no way that ball's going to fit in there, but you know, he's a high school player. He wants something to happen. It's a state championship game. He's a winner. They've had a great season of 13-0. He wants to get the ball down the field. It just didn't work out on that play.
I thought initially he was trying to throw it away, but Carson King was coming back to the ball, but there were 2 Friars defenders in the way. Complete out in the flat to Max Reese. He fights for 3 yards. And it looked like a late push there. And now a late flag. Josiah Mason with the late push. He's getting a little chippy down there now.
And that even really wasn't where the play was. That was further down. That was down where the wide receiver was blocking.
Well out of bounds. Yeah, you hate to see those kind of plays happen.
But you got to give the officials credit. They do a great job keeping the game under control. People and kids got to realize if we don't have the officials, we have no game of football.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 22. This is number 22's first unsportsmanlike of the contest. Results, first down.
Well, it wasn't on Josiah Mason at all for the push.
No, it was further down after the wide receiver that was blocking the defender got into it.
That
about
was
5 yards further down.
That was not the play.
Nope.
So it's Angel Andrade who got the personal foul call.
And each time they get these, each time they get these penalties, it seems to keep Fenwick's drive alive.
Cobb out wide to Pugh, nothing there. No gain.
Cobb's pass complete to Ian Pugh.
They've done a nice job of matching up as far as the coverage. They lock down, and when they lock down man coverage, they are locked down, and that's exactly what they did on that particular play. They're telling Fenwick, they're saying, you know, you can't beat our defensive backs with your wide receivers.
Here's the give to Kent. He picks up 5.
Danny Kent, the ball carrier.
That's the answer to not being able to beat their defenders, is to run the ball with Danny Kent behind that offensive line.
All-Stater Jimmy Liston at center, leading that group. Jack mentioned he's headed to Purdue. He's a state qualifier in wrestling too, so he's a load up there. Cobb looking to throw and incomplete.
Fenwick has two 300-pounders on that offensive line. Jimmy's list in the center is 6'4", 305. And then the right tackle, Rashad Anderson, 6'5", 380.
This will be the first punt for Fenwick as they do a little switcheroo here. Ian Ramage, the kicker, is also the punter.
Well, he could run that. I don't know. He didn't call for a fair catch. That ball's live.
Davy Jones just held the ball and
they're giving it
did
to
the
Fenwick.
Statue of Liberty play and didn't realize he could run with it.
This is interesting here.
Did he fumble after the whistle, though?
Well, we didn't hear the whistle, but he never waved for a fair catch.
He just picked it up and froze.
I mean, this realistically could be Fenwick's ball because they recovered it.
The ruling is we have a fair catch signal caught by Kankakee. By rule, the ball is dead when it's possessed. First down, Kankakee. Timeout.
Never saw that. I never saw a fair catch signal by anybody.
Can it be a fair catch if it bounces first? Did it bounce first?
Well, he made the signal. Let's see if we can see it down at the bottom. No, we never saw it.
He called for the fair catch. The ball,
you don't see what
20 yards in front of him.
He's trying to draw off the defender so they don't know where the ball is. That's the whole idea about that.
34-15 our score.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Back at Northern Illinois University, Husky Stadium, Fenwick leading Kankakee 34-15 in the third quarter of our 5A state championship game. Meet the families that make up 96% of Illinois farms and learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org. So Jair Hill standing at the goal line made the fair catch signal. We were all watching the ball and didn't see it. By rule, you cannot return the ball. You can't advance the ball after there's been a fair catch call. So Davy Jones did the right thing.
Right, and we never even heard the whistle either.
So weird, wild stuff here in the third quarter. Second down now for the K's. Staples flushed out of the pocket. Flips it ahead to, I believe it was Davy Jones. Check that, it was Nate Hill. He had a defender right on his back. We couldn't see his number, and that was Suleiman Abwikel. No gain. It'll bring third down and 10.
One of the things that I've been really impressed with thus far is Fenwick's team speed defensively. And I guess that's maybe because the pressure they've been putting on Staples. They've been just forcing him out of the pocket and chasing him down.
And nowhere to go that time. Quinn Wheaties and Connor Stetz trapped him as he tried to scramble.
He's had a tough, frustrating afternoon, no doubt about it. You know, people need to, and I'm sure they realize that you come into a game, you have an offensive game plan, and of course you have a defensive game plan. And Fenwick's defensive game plan, I think, was to really attack him, not to play soft, not to play just the coverages and let him read it and go from there. They knew they had a great athlete back there as a quarterback. They wanted to attack him, get him out of his comfort zone, and force him to try and throw on the run and break down those routes. And that's exactly what they've done so far.
Lorenz Walters back to punt. Now we've got a flag at midfield, delay of game call.
And the kicking game has not been real strong for Kankakee, and Fenwick's going to end up getting excellent field position here.
Punt number 5 for the K's. Walters now on his own goal line. And a pretty good one here.
Tough bounce. That wind picked up at
52 yards after the bounce. So Lorenz Walters gets the member bounce. And it'll be Fenwick ball. They'll start at their own 36-yard line with the 34-15 lead. Fenwick had been 0-3 in the semis prior to this year's win and advancement to the state championship game. Some heartache that Fenwick fans would like to forget about down through the years. Trying to bring home the first state championship in football. Danny Kent still on his feet all the way out to midfield, a pickup of 19 yards.
Well, sometimes in games like this, you read about supposed superstars that are committed to big universities and everything else, and then it comes back down to just a good, solid high school football player, and that's certainly what Danny Kent is. He's got 170 yards thus far, and we're not even into the fourth quarter, and he's been, to me, the crucial part of Fenwick's offense all day long.
23 carries, 7.5 yards per. Speaking of state championships, we want to quickly give a shout out to Dave Power, the girls basketball coach at Fenwick, who has won his share of state titles, picked up his 500th win earlier this week. We've covered him quite a bit down at Redbird Arena. Our congratulations to him.
Is he retiring this year? I thought I read something.
I believe I heard that too. I don't want to go on record, but I think that's right.
I think I got something in the Alumni magazine.
I didn't know GED students got those, but congratulations. All right, that's 3 quarters in the books. And Fenwick, the commanding 34-15 lead as we head to the fourth quarter.
It all starts here in the woods of Illinois. Walnut, hickory, oak, individually selected and harvested for your home. Each tree, each log, milled to perfection, with the same attention to detail for 2 generations. It's not just wood, it's Corsaw hardwood lumber. Grown in Illinois, made in Illinois. Corsaw hardwood lumber, just west of Canton, on Route 9.
These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands. Yeah, I'm down, I'm not broke. Yeah, I'm tired, I'm not done. Yeah, I'm scared, I won't run. I won't run. These human hands up high and wide. These human hands, I will fly, I will fly. These human hands up high and wide. These human hands, I will fly, I will fly, through the fog, I will roll.
Back at Husky Stadium, Lee Hall, Jack McInerney with you. Donnie Tillman down on the sidelines. Tony Cornish Jr. with us as well. Fenwick leading Kankakee 34-15 as we start the fourth quarter. That third quarter pretty even statistically, but it doesn't really show on the scoreboard. 101 yards for Fenwick, 94 for Kankakee. 6 Fenwick first downs to 5 for the K's, and the K's actually had the ball longer than Fenwick, but Fenwick just keeps rolling along here.
There was a couple of crucial penalties that helped, which don't always necessarily play into that look, and that's, I think, part of it. There's a guy that's having a great afternoon for Fenwick. And coming in this ball game, you talk about game plans. Okay, everybody knows about our passing game, but do they know about our running game? They do now.
Gets another carry here. First down to the 36-yard line. Pick up of 6 for Danny Kent. We don't have his career high, but this is going to be one of the highlights for sure, with close to 200 yards in the state championship game.
A regular season game of 200 yards, no big deal. You can talk about it, but this is something that you remember for a lifetime, especially at the reunions.
Another 1st and 10 for the Friars. Cobb looking to throw, looking downfield. One man falls down. Reese was the intended receiver. It looked like Pugh got tripped up. It'll be 2nd down now.
We've got a pretty good crowd here today watching these two teams play. Yeah, one of them went down. You know what the biggest crowd was ever watch a high school football game in the state of Illinois? And in the country. State of Illinois and the country. High school football.
Was it the city game in Chicago?
137,000 people at Soldier Field. Let me repeat
fumble.
that.
Fenwick says they got it back. And it was J.K. Wells falling on it after he couldn't quite handle the handoff there.
Yeah, it was kind of a read option, and he tried to pull it out at the last second. There's the read, and he sees something. He tries to pull it. The ball goes on the ground. But 137,000 at Soldiers Field.
Yeah.
Watching Austin and I think it was Leo. Hard to believe that many people watching a high school football game.
Remember what year that was?
I want to say it was in the 30s sometime.
Yeah. Before cable.
A little bit.
Walls on 3rd down for no gain.
Well, Fenwick played at Soldier Field for the Prep Bowl, and that was the big thing before the state championship games was the Prep Bowl, when the Catholic League used to play the Public League up in Chicago. And they had huge crowds there. In 1962, Fenwick played in the Prep Bowl in front of 94,000 people against Taft High School.
4th down now for the Friars, leading by 19. Twin receivers right and left. And Matt Battaglia says hold everything. I think he may call timeout. Take a delay of game, yeah.
Gives them a little more room to punt the ball.
There you get a good look at the former Huskies lineman. Played here in the early 20 teens. East St. Louis and Cary Grove coming up next here at Northern Illinois University. East St. Louis, the defending state champs. They won here 2 years ago. St. Rita taking on Wheaton North in 7A. That's an approximate 4 o'clock kickoff. And the nightcap, Maine South against Lockport. Lockport coming off an upset win, right?
Big win. I was fortunate enough to do that game last week, and they beat Loyola, who was ranked #1 in the state.
Ramage with the running kick. Jair Hill fields it at his own 5. Gets out of the first 2 tacklers. Gets away from another. He's out to the 20. Now the 30. Out to the 40. They call him. He stepped out at the 22, so it's coming back, people. That would have been a big lift.
That was exciting.
Yeah, it sure was, but he stepped out of bounds. They got away with one earlier in the game when Staples was scrambling, but this time they saw it, and he did go out of bounds. Good call by the official on that side.
Did a great job here.
He sure did. It was fun to watch. He's got those feet. You were talking about quick feet yesterday. He had those quick feet to avoid the tackles. The shoestring tackle attempts. Got away from 2 or 3 guys there inside the 10. If he just could have stayed in bounds.
Big play that would have been.
Man, this is so close. I think he's a little gassed too. That was a good run.
Either that or he ought to be in show business. A little dramatic.
From the 22. Pass complete. That's Carson King, who's had a whale of a day receiving for Kankakee, and one of their bright spots offensively. Pickup of 7 there. It's his 4th catch. 43 yards. Seems like he's caught a lot more than that.
Certainly does.
Staples now brought down from behind. Just waited too long. Suleiman Abwakel, who came up with a 58-yard pick 6 in the win over Nazareth with the sack here.
See number 32 right there. He's the spy. 32 right there is the spy. And what you do there is he locks onto that quarterback. Whenever you have a quarterback that loves to run, he's the guy that just sits back there and watches. The middle linebacker at the bottom of your screen there.
Oh, what a catch. Complete to Christian Whalum, his first catch of the day. 18 catches on the year and a touchdown. He makes a whale of a catch there. No pun intended. The chains move, but the yardage or the down marker says 4th down. I think the chain gang got a little happy there and moved inadvertently. They do such a great job. The people who volunteer to do that at all the games throughout the year. So it's going to be 4th and less than a yard.
And they have that on the sideline of the team that it was affecting. Makes it even worse.
Timeout.
Timeout, Fenwick. And we'll take a timeout with them. 7:17 to play. 4th and short for the K's. They trail it here 34-15.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
It's here. The Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. These Mucklucks ladies' boots are warm and comfortable and come in a variety of styles. They're only $19.99 each. Stock up on toys for the little ones. Assorted Barbie dolls are just $2.99 each. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Once you're out of the booth, you're on your own, buddy.
Thank God. We are back 34-15. Fenwick with the lead. Kankakee with one last gasp here. Perhaps 4th and short.
Nearly an exciting get me back in the ball game play that was.
It was a heck of a catch. The first catch of the day by Christian Whalum. 4th and inches.
This is where we're going to take advantage of Staples' running ability.
Yep. Even out of the shotgun, he got a big gain here. All the way out to midfield and into Fenwick territory. Let's see where they mark it. At the 47, it looks like. 22 yards on the pickup.
The whole idea behind that is spreading them out by the formations that they use, and that gives him the opportunity to run up the middle.
They've converted 5 4th downs in this game. Oh, and a nice play there coming across. Counter Paris to deflect that one. Pierre Allen was open and waiting for the pass, but good closing speed. Just knocked it down at the last second for Paris.
You can see what a nice job he does, how he hesitates in the middle, because his assignment is he is locked on to Staples. Wherever Staples goes, you go until he releases the ball, then you can go into coverage. 2nd and 10 now. Staples flushed out of the pocket, avoids the sack, gets it ahead to McElroy, and he's down all the way to the 31-yard line, a pickup of 17. You know the reason why Connor Paris is a leading tackler for Fenwick. He's all over the field, being able to run down a wide receiver. Look at the speed that he has right there. That's not a cornerback. He wasn't out there. He was a middle linebacker and runs him down. 6th catch for McElroy. A flag. That's going to be a hold against Kankakee, most likely. Suleiman Abwakel busted through the line. I think there was a hold as they tried to keep him from doing that.
Holding. Offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty from the bottom foul. 2nd down.
Penalty number 7 against the K's.
These are the type of things that happen in big games that really hurt.
Staples took a big hit there after getting rid of the ball.
Sure did. I've always felt as if the key factors in big games of close teams are penalties, when and where they occur, and turnovers, when and where, and special teams and field position. And that's kind of been what's happened today.
1st and 25. Staples in trouble. Brought down. Like the football might have come out, but he hung on to it.
He's been under pressure all day long.
It did come out, and he recovered it. Somebody reached in there and grabbed it out of there. Good heads-up play by Staples to get it back. He's motioning his receivers deep. Intended for McElroy. And it's incomplete. Oh, check it. That was Jair Hill.
Combination of Fenwick's defense has just been outstanding today. The rush they put on him, and then the secondary coverage, which forces him to scramble because they lock down on the wide receivers. Most impressive thing today about Fenwick, besides what's on the scoreboard, has been their defense and that blocking offensive line and Kent's ability to run the football.
Allowing 14 points per game, and they are at 15 right now. 3rd and 25. Staples. Little floater intended for Christian Whalum. but knocked away. It was Will Gladden on the defense. Now check that. It was Ian Ramage.
Always looking downfield. He's trying to make something happen. Staples has really been under the gun the entire day, but he's,
my goodness, he has.
Boy,
yeah.
he's been a competitor. Absolutely a tremendous competitor.
Another 4th down for Kankakee. 4th and 25. They've converted 5 4th downs. This would be a doozy. Staples. How did he avoid that? A flag is down, complete to Nate Hill. He will be well short of the 1st down. He pitched it. It's taken by Pierre Allen. He's still going to be well short. But there is a flag down, and that looks to be in the area of holding. Fenwick will decline that.
Holding. Offense. Number 56. That penalty is declined. 1st down, Fenwick.
Boy, they really get after people. You can see the hold right there. Good job by the officials. You know, they talk about the Catholic League always being one of the toughest conferences in the league. There's a couple up in the Chicago suburban area, but the competition that they play week in and week out sets them up for a game like this. I mean, you can see how they fly around the football. I mean, they are very, very physical. Fenwick has just done a nice job on both sides of the ball, and Kankakee has not had an answer.
And off to Danny Kent. Good pursuit that time by the K's. Jaden Villagomez, DeJour Marshall. Stopped Kent that time.
Kent trying to keep the ball in bounds and the clock running.
He had a big night earlier this year, a 4-touchdown night against LaSalle in week 4. But it comes in a big spotlight here today, so a much bigger spot.
Sometimes you never know who's going to be the hero. A lot of people would have thought it would have been Reese or Pugh or Cobb or whatever, but Kent has really done a great job.
Jackie Walls on the carry there.
And as you mentioned earlier, he's the one that picked up the baton when Danny Kent went down with injuries for several games, and Walls came in and did a great job, and you can see why. He's an outstanding runner. 5'10", 175. He's a senior, quick feet, very explosive.
All-state track guy. Has the school record in the 4x100.
He broke mine. I can't remember.
Right. Cobb rolling left, complete to Max Reese. His 4th catch of the day. Under 4 minutes to go now. Fenwick on their way to their first ever state championship.
It's one of the first times we've seen that particular play, and what I mean by that is the way he sprints out and kind of rolls out with people out in front of him. It's not an idea to run. He's just sliding in that direction. The linemen slide that way, and so is the backfield. You have a quarterback like that, it's a good option to have in your playbook.
I loved what he said earlier too about he doesn't believe in this 7-on-7 stuff. He's like, that's just, you know, you're gonna create bad habits. I love that he has that much knowledge of the game and just that much independence to not do something he feels is going to hurt his game. That carried down to the 36. It's a 1st down for the Friars.
When that 7-on-7 leagues all first started back in the 80s, the big advantage, and naturally everybody thought it was going to be for the passing game, but it really wasn't. It was more for the defense. And coaches will tell you as they got into it, they realized that they got more out of it defensively than they did offensively.
That's interesting. First and 10 now from the 36. Kankakee Walls with the carry. Kankakee will call a timeout with 2:35 left. We'll take a break too. 2:35 left in this state championship game. Fenwick in control.
Well, it's what you want it to be. I mean, if you come in with the right attitude, you can make it a career.
Well, first of all the benefits. The pay, of course.
I can't be put. You know, I like working. I like being outdoors and working. So I think that's a big plus for me.
The money I make, I've been able to go on vacations when I want to and buy a new car. And
high school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. These Mucklucks ladies' boots are warm and comfortable and come in a variety of styles. They're only $19.99 each. Stock up on toys for the little ones. Assorted Barbie dolls are just $2.99 each. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Back at Northern Illinois University, Fenwick, 34-15 lead, 2:35 left. Look back at this game. Caden Cobb, 3 touchdown passes to give Fenwick a 21-0 lead. They led 28-0. Kankakee scored at the last drive of the first half as Kent runs, gets tackled, and recovers. I don't know if the fumble happened after he hit the ground or not. 14 yards there, and he is our Liuna player of the game, Danny Kent. He's got to be close to 200 yards right now. 196, so yeah, pretty close. There you get a look at Danny Kent early on. He really carried the weight today, didn't he, Jack?
He really did, and he actually set the tempo for the game in the first quarter, and actually the first series, the way he ran the ball, kind of gave you an idea of what Fenwick was going to do with the football. Was going to take advantage of Danny Kent and that offensive line.
Now he's over 200 yards. No, we said, Matt Battaglia said that he was the heart and soul of this team, and he has proven that this afternoon. There's a flag.
Looks as if Fenwick's going to carry the banner of the Catholic League.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 13. This is number 13. Unsportsmanlike conduct of the contest. Down count, second down.
Fenwick will be the first Catholic Leaguer here this afternoon, winning the state championship, and then St. Rita's going to be playing later for a state championship. And of course, Joliet Catholic yesterday, which is part of the Catholic League, East Suburban Catholic League division. So good football coming out of the Chicago suburban area.
Since the foul occurred under 2 minutes, Kankakee is elected to set the ball on the snap. The flag on the snap.
Second and 19 now. That negates the rush by Danny Kent that put him over 200 yards. Oh, but he got it back. Heck of an afternoon for Danny Kent. We were kind of going through the rundown of the scoring. Caden Cobb with 3 touchdown passes. Kent had a 1-yard touchdown to make it 28-0. And then Kankakee scored on the last drive of the first half and the first drive of the second half, making it a 2-score game, and that's as close as they got. Fenwick in control from the very beginning here today, and very impressive both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they brought their A game today. There's no doubt about that.
Matt Battaglia told his team that's their motto all year has been do your job, don't be average. And I think they successfully followed that credo here this afternoon.
They've been very impressive on both sides of the football. Very consistent throwing the ball and keeping the balance of the running game with Kent. And Cobb, of course, throwing at his very, very capable receivers in Reese and Durkin and Hunt and Pugh.
Fenwick players start to celebrate. There's going to be some time left on the clock here.
Now there's going to be a celebration penalty here.
Yeah, there's 7 seconds left on the clock, so have to run one more play.
Offense, number 2, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So we need one more snap to make it official.
This is where the coaches are trying to figure out, okay, what seniors have not been in there? Can we get you in for the final snap? So then at your 20-year reunion, you could say that you're one of the stars in the state championship game.
Now, I don't think you can overstate what this championship means to not just the players, but the Fenwick community.
Well, it's the community of Fenwick, but it's the community of Oak Park also, where Fenwick is located. Fenwick's trying to get some other players out onto the field.
Yep, 5 seconds left. Matt Battaglia is trying to get every senior out there he can.
The exuberance sometimes is hard to control on the sidelines.
Fenwick lost in the semifinals back in '81 and '95 and 2016, but this team has made all that right by getting to the state championship and 5 seconds away from winning it here.
That's a long 5 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Not often you can see a coach smiling on the sidelines.
And a disappointing afternoon for Kankakee, but what a year they had. They set a school record with 10 wins and then added 3 more to that. They finished 13-1 and take home their first state trophy with a 2nd place finish. And Fenwick is your 5A state champion, the first state football championship in school history.
Lots of excitement at Fenwick. A great history of football. Great history of athletics with Fenwick High School. And, of course, Tony Lawless right now is looking down and saying, great job, Coach Battaglia.
You mentioned the Heisman winner, Johnny Latner. His grandson is an assistant coach on this team, Ryan Smith. As the 2 coaches meet at midfield.
One of their ceremonies is before the game, they have the Heisman Trophy, which they have usually sitting near the sideline. And as the kids come out, you know, they slap the Heisman Trophy as they go out. And Johnny Latner used to come to all the football games at Fenwick because he used to watch all his grandsons play. And he let them use the Heisman Trophy, and that became a symbol for him. And they did that even after Johnny passed away a couple of years ago. They've kept it, and his family allows them to use it on the sideline. And that's one of the things that they do prior to a ball game.
Well, they can put a state championship trophy next to the Heisman now. 34-15, the final. Fenwick is your 5A state champion, the first football state championship in school history. Caden Cobb leading the way on the ground, through the air, as Fenwick finishes 12-2 with the state championship in Class 5A.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. Protect guns, ammo, and other valuable items in this secure 30-gun fire safe. Get it for $499 after rebate. This large 12-quart air fryer has 7 cooking options. The perfect gift for your favorite foodie, just $79.99. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
We know it's difficult to decide where to invest first each year, but your farm and family depend on it. We want you to have your most successful season yet, and that's why we've cataloged over 12 million corn plants and 20,000 germinating seeds. Whether you're just beginning to monitor equipment performance or are fine-tuning your equipment, our dealers are here to help. This is your year to know that you're doing the best you possibly can for your farm and your family.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families, right here in Illinois.
The Fenwick Friars bring home their first state football championship, 34-15. Let's throw it down to Donnie Tillman.
All right, thank you, Lee. I'm with the state champion head coach of those Friars. Don't we always? Don't we all? Coach, how exciting is it to win a state championship here in 5A?
It's surreal and bittersweet. It sucks right now because I'm thinking about this team, and I don't know what I'm going to do next week now. But this is a team that's earned it, deserved it. I couldn't be happier for them. I told them the only thing that's going to help me get through the season being over is I got some time to kill designing a big, nice-looking ring right now.
Let me ask you, on this field, on this turf, at this stadium, in this city, so many memories, but a state championship, how cool is that?
This is the best. This is the best. This is my first one ever. It's like I said, it's surreal. I don't even know what to say. I just want to go celebrate with my guys.
Talk about this program, obviously known for something that now football is on the map.
Hey, it's what people don't realize is the kids, the teachers, the faculty, everything here is top notch. Everything here is by far the best that I've ever been around, and a lot of the success is due to the school itself.
We got a big star today. Went to that state championship. How about that?
I love it. Let's go. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Go forward.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. This Fenwick team lost twice by a total of 4 points. They lost by 1 to Providence in week 3. They lost by 3 to Loyola Academy in week 5. And Matt Battaglia said he thought about those losses every day, and they helped get this team to where they are today, state champions. Fenwick players getting their medallions right now, and the first state championship trophy in that incredible school tradition, football tradition at Fenwick. For the first time ever, they hoist the state championship trophy.
They've been close a few times, and the other trophies in that cases are all from the prep bowls in Chicago from years ago, and this is the first one for the state. And that's a big one.
Pretty awesome moment here at Northern Illinois University. 34-15 the final. Fenwick is your state champion, handing Kankakee their first loss of the year. Congratulations to the K's on a wonderful season, and congratulations to the Friars on the state championship.
Your car is more than just transportation. It's a gathering place. Your mobile